Hey guys, excuse the hair. I have to go get it washed and I had to detangle it, you guys. You know how it is. You know how it is with this type of hair. You guys. So anyway, I just wanted to ask you guys an opinion again. So I told you the story about my stepdaughter. She's a grown woman. She didn't have to run away from home. She could have just left on her own. But it has been a running theme with my husband's grown children. So I told you his daughters don't work. He put one through college or trade school, I should say. She didn't go into that trade, and that's her business, But when you have a child and you need help, you should be prepared to have a job because there are no social programs out there where they live, like food stamps and welfare. So anyway, this story is about my stepson. He is 29 years old. He and his common law wife had a baby year before last, and the child lived to be 12 months old, 1 year old. 11 months of that time, the baby was in the hospital, and my husband was helping to pay hospital bills, travel, everything associated with that. And the child died. What happened was the mother was unable to produce enough milk to feed the baby, so he had to start taking formula. And the formula did something to his intestines, like they literally began to rot. And he had to have multiple surgeries. He had a colostomy. It was horrible. It was so much suffering this baby went through for the 1 year of his short life. And so it was like I was proud that my husband was helping his son through this. However, when the child died, they asked him to pay for the funeral. He paid for the funeral, and you know how they didn't have to thank him, first of all, because he never ever asked for thanks for anything that he does. They did not put him as the grandfather in the obituary. His name was nowhere in the obituary. They hired, and where they're from in their culture, people who can't afford it, they hire people to announce the death and read the obituary out to their little pueblecito, their little town, the aldea. And the truck went around with a big poster photo of the baby, and they announced over and over again as they rode around the death of the child and all of the information on the obituary. And again, he was never mentioned. And so I got upset about that, because not only did he help pay for all of the hospitalizations, because there, you guys, when you go into the hospital, you have to pay for your oxygen. If you can't afford it, you don't get it. If you need medications, they give your, I almost said receta, but they give you a prescription, and you go to the pharmacy and you come back with the medication and you give it to the nurse and she administers it. So it's not like here where you're in the hospital and they give you everything you need and you pay the bill later. It's not like that. So when the child needed medication, and his son does have a job, but it's not sufficient to have to pay hospital bills and medications for an entire year. So because of the rate of change, it still costs, because in Guatemala it ranges from like $7.60 Aussie, like one American. Hold on, you guys. Sorry about that. He barks at dogs, you guys. So anyway, so the rate of exchange, like one American or $1 is worth between seven quetzales, between 7 and 8 quetzales. And so that's how he's able to help them. He built a house. It's a stone house He built a house for his son. They put in a well for water so they didn't have to go to the river. It's like that. They just got electricity there like 6 years ago. That's where my husband's from. And like, he built a house for his ex-wife because she has all of his grandchildren there, that his other daughter, she ran away and left her children. So he's been taking care of them since her first child is 15 years old, her children. And so he built a little house for them also with, they share a well. They're on the same land. I mean, they don't want for anything, you guys. Out of everyone in their little community, their little pueblecito, they are the ones who have phones and running water and electricity. And they have a little plot of land to have chickens and grow vegetables, or their cornfield. They have motorcycles where other people don't. They have to get on buses or walk. And they just have it better than the people they live around. It's not like what we have here in the States, but if you had to compare, then they would be considered upper middle class where they are. So I had no objections, because when I met him, he already had a grandson and he was already taking care of them. His children were still teenagers. When I met him, Maribel was 12 years old. That's the 22-year-old that's with us. Well, she's not with us now because she ran off. But, I didn't say anything about it because, hey guys, so we're back home now. I had phone calls. So anyway, it's always about money with his grown children. And I don't know, I feel bad for him because they don't call him for his birthday. They don't call him for Father's Day. It's never about anything if it's not about money. So I don't know how to handle this. It's just a culture of depending on the father, even as grown-ups, that I don't understand. It's not like that in the States. I don't care what race you are here, what color your skin is. When you are a grown person, you have to take care of yourself. I wouldn't see myself walking into my elderly 70-something-year-old mother, who can still run circles around me, by the way, and ask her, can you pay my car insurance? Ooh, which I have to go do right now. Can you buy groceries for me? And if I had a child, asking her, can you buy milk for my baby? And then have another one and another one and another one, and my hands constantly out. So it's like we went through our savings in the past 2.5 years because his daughter, the one that was with us, had a baby at the hospital. His poor little grandbaby died. All of the building of the 2 houses, we have 0 left, and we're starting to rebuild now. But give me some advice, you guys, please. You guys who are married and have stepchildren, whether they're little or grown, how do you deal with putting your foot down and saying enough is enough? We're getting older and we have to start all over again because he can't say no. And I've been staying out of it, trying to not be the bad guy, trying to not be the evil stepmother for the last 11 years, and I'm just at the point where, do I just continue to stay out of it and let them siphon everything that we are going to need as we get older? Or do I get out on my own and start over?